Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more of the League of Extraordinary Trainer battles. So, this is week 2, and we are fighting the Chicago Sky Attack. And they are coached by BlueBraviaryGirl. Alright, so, BlueBraviaryGirl, the team for her is actually Heliolisk, Marowak Lola, Gallade, Kabutops, Braviary, Leafeon, Rapidash Galar, Altaria, Vulpix, and Whirlpeed. So, obviously, 6v6 can't bring all of those. So, she decided to go along with Kabutops, Rapidash Galar, Marowak Lola, Heliolisk, Gallade, and Vulpix. Now, outside of Drought, I'm not sure of what Vulpix can do. Even with Evilite, I don't think its defenses are that great, so that one's kind of just a non-factor. Not to mention the fact that only 2 of my Pokemon don't necessarily like it, but both would be able to probably take it on to some extent. But no, I think the real concern for my team versus this one is probably the Kabutops. I think Kabutops has the stab attacks to actually hit. Let's see here. Looks like 2/3 of my team with its stab alone to deal with. And for the other 2 Pokemon, it can hit neutrally with its stab attacks and still hurt quite a bit. So, Kabutops is definitely one of the offensive threats to watch out for. I don't know. I don't have much of a way to deal with Marowak if it's packing Lightning Rod. So I'm wondering what I did to get around that, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, one thing I do remember about this battle, though, is that I did bring my setup Walrein. Walrein has a lot of different setup moves, but one in particular is just hilarious that I want to try and get work at least once. But I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. You guys just have to continue watching the battles to figure that out. Alright, but anyways, I think that's enough chatter on that. Let's go ahead and see what I do with this situation. What am I going to start off with? I would be thinking probably Gigalith just to get Stealth Rocks up right away. I know last time we started with Xurkitree because we could just swap in and out with Volt Switch. Here, it's not necessarily a free one because of the Marowak. Marowak could be having Lightning Rod, which would keep Xurkitree in, and also have give the Marowak a chance to actually deal damage to Xurkitree, which we do not want. Xurkitree is still very much our win con for most of these battles, even if I'd like to try something different. But let's just wait and see. We did start off with Gigalith, though, so at least past self and future self are thinking of the same things. And we're starting off with Scissor Hands Kabutops versus Gigalith. Not the greatest start for me, but then again, anything coming in against the Kabutops is not great in general. And we brought the physically defensive Gigalith to this battle, it looks like, so he can at least probably take 1 hit from this thing. Do we want it to? That's a different story. But it looks like I'm thinking of just staying in and getting the Stealth Rocks up as soon as we can. And it looks like the offensive presence was meant to intimidate us. It did not. At least not into swapping around. So we both set Stealth Rocks on each other's field. Alright. Now, we're still thinking we might want to swap out. No. We must stay in, and we must kill this thing now, or at least deal as much damage as we can. Hey, look, it used Rapid Spin. It's not going to like that. Because I believe this is where we put Rocky Helmets on this thing. Ooh, it had Life Orb too. Nope. No Rocky Helmet, but that's alright. Still takes damage from Body Press. A lot of it. So that's only 2 Life Orb recoils right there left. So it only has 2 more attacks, period. And if it swaps out, I mean, Stealth Rocks doesn't finish it off. So we're going to stay in, get Stealth Rock set up again, and deal with whatever he's trying to send our way. There's the Life Orb damage, and we got Stealth Rocks up again. So now he has to either Rapid Spin or KO Gigalith. Granted, if he KOs, if she KOs Gigalith, I can't set up Stealth Rocks anymore, probably. So, thinking on that, looks like my past self decided to swap out. Alright. So she didn't Rapid Spin, which means we're keeping Stealth Rocks on the field. Hey, look, we poisoned it. But it dies from Life Orb recoil anyways. Okay, so we got rid of one of the main offensive threats against my team. The one I was very concerned about. So, that's a good start to this battle. So what does she send in next to deal with Vileplume? Ooh, Marowakalola, the Ghost Fire type. Oh boy. Another thing that I don't necessarily want to swap anything into. Oop. And yeah, we didn't want to swap into it, so we lost Vileplume to a Fire Punch. Not great that we lost Vileplume, but it could definitely be worse. Do we want to send Walrein in? We take a quarter damage from the Stealth Rocks if we do, because we haven't cleared those yet. But do we really want to send Claydol in too? Oh, yes we do. So now Claydol gets to take Stealth Rocks damage and possibly take a Ghost-type attack to the face. But we'll put Reflect up and see what happens, I guess. We are a ground type, which might... Yep, we did scare out the Marowak. And we did bring in the Gallade. Alright, but we got Reflect up, so that's good. We'll be able to deal with that a lot more easily. We got the leftovers going off on the Claydol. And we still have Scorching Sands, so we could try and burn it. We could also Rapid Spin to get rid of the Stealth Rocks on our side of the field, which would be great. Ooh, and we're bulking up the Glade. Oh, I'm starting to remember this battle, and this battle could have gone so badly. In fact, it did, really. So, we got rid of Stealth Rocks, but now Glade is using our, using our Claydol as setup fodder. And trying to Night Slash us through there. Oh, it is packing a Life Orb, though. No burn from Scorching Sands, unfortunately. And that's a 30% chance, too, if I'm remembering correctly. So, same as Scald. And we see Scald burns all the time. Granted, most of those are against us. Nope. Alright, still no burn. Man. My luck was not very good for this one. Well, I suppose we're also finding the luck of that thing getting a crit with Night Slash, which would have just straight up KO'd Claydol, probably. Alright, and I believe the idea in setting in Gigalith is to take the Night Slash to the face, hopefully still. Get some extra damage off with Sandstream. So that Life Orb, Sand... Yeah, even with the bulk up, it's still not breaking through the Reflect anytime soon. Oh, there goes our Reflect. Gigalith is no longer safe. So with Night Slash still being a thing, and us not having Reflect up, I don't think any of our defensive checks are going to be great against this. And there's the Drain Punch to heal back some of its health. That was not expecting at the time. But definitely a smart play and did a hell of a lot more damage than I was expecting. Still, thanks to Life Orb and Sandstorm, those are going away. And... yeah, I didn't have anything that was likely to be faster than this thing, unfortunately. I did not put a Choice Scarf on anything. So now we just have Dottler with its little Evilites. We could try and set up Sticky Webs. We could also just try and hit it with Psychic, but it has no offensive stat whatsoever, so that's almost negligible. Here comes the Night Slash with no Reflect up, so that's going to hurt a lot. But we did get Sticky Webs up, and her Rapid Spinner is gone, so that means all of her grounded Pokemon have to take the Speed Drop, and we've got Stones up too, right? So they take Stealth Rocks, and they take a Speed Drop. So that is wonderful to deal with. Except that the Heliolisk has heavy-duty boots. That is probably the one thing on that team that I did not want to have heavy-duty boots on. Because now it just outspeeds my entire team, and there's nothing I can do about that. Granted, she doesn't know that at the moment. And it's packing Dark Pulse for all of my Psychic-type Pokemon. Oh boy. We do know one thing, though. It's not Sandvale. We also know that because it's in the rules that it can't be Sandvale. So, yeah. That's definitely a bad thing to deal with. Not as bad as the Bulk Up Glade, but this is still going to be a hard thing to try and tank. It's got good special attack stat. And the only Pokemon that I have left that could take a special attack stat is also weak to one of its main stabs. And unfortunately, it's also not the tanky version of that Pokemon either. So yeah. This definitely could have gone... this could have gone downhill so fast. But we scared it off, thankfully. And we put in the Marowak. What did we hit it with? Dazzling Gleam? But yeah, stones are definitely going to hurt that Marowak a lot. No, we hit it with Energy Ball, which is quad resisted, but we scored a critical hit. No, wait, no. It's only... Ghost doesn't resist grass. It resists poison. And our Sandstorm's gone, which is actually a good thing for circuitry. We do not need the extra damage. Alright, Celesteela is coming out. I will always prefer the Galar Ponyta to Galar Rapidash. Alright. So we KO'd the Marowak, so we've got a +1 boost to our special attack stat. Thanks to the Sticky Webs, this thing should be faster than everything else except the Heliolisk. And now we're at +2, so we should be able to KO just about anything else that comes out. The Helios, though, it resists electric, so I probably wouldn't want to hit it with that. So being at +2 does not necessarily tell me that it will KO it, which is a big concern. But if she's sending out the Vulpix, then Vulpix should faint to a Thunderbolt and will then be at +3, which should be enough for either Dazzling Gleam or Energy Ball to KO the Vulpix. Or not the Vulpix, the Heliolisk when it comes out after dealing with the Vulpix. Because Vulpix, even with Evilite, should still get KO'd by a +2 Thunderbolt. And there it is. Down goes the Vulpix with the Drought still up and Sunny. And now we're at +3. And thanks to Life Orb, unfortunately, Xurkitree is getting lower and lower in health, which makes surviving Heliolisk a much harder task. If this thing uses Hyper Voice like it should, I don't know if Xurkitree could handle that. Maybe at full HP, but not where it's at now. And it did not. It went for Dark Pulse instead. Not sure about that play, but judging by how much damage that Dark Pulse did, I'd say Hyper Voice probably wasn't going to KO anyways. But either way, good game to my opponent, and it looks like Xurkitree has carried us through to another victory. Yeah, Xurkitree, it seems like it's probably one Pokemon they should have banned from this format. It is sweeping in these first two games, and also in the Masters League as well. So, I'm glad we were able to draft it, but I feel also a little bad about that. The fact that we're using it to our great benefit. But that's alright. So anyways, with that being said, we are at 2-0 with a differential of 7 at this point, I believe. So, that'll be good, and we will take that on into our next battle. So, I hope to catch you all again later on with the next episode.